K-drama Haven family, in the glittering world of Hallyu, where stars rise and fall with every new drama, there are few names that shine brighter than Jun Ho and Yoona. Separately, they are icons. He, the idol-turned-actor, who defied the odds and rose to the top of both music and acting. She, the nation's darling, who grew from girl group royalty into one of the most respected actresses of her generation. But together, there's something even greater. Hold on tight, K-drama Haven family, because this journey is only just beginning. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The revelations, the emotions, the moments that will change everything. Together, Jun Ho and Yoona are not just stars. They are a phenomenon. A duo whose undeniable chemistry has captured the hearts of millions, setting a standard for what it means to be beloved in the world of Korean entertainment. This is their story. The story of how they became Korea's most beloved duo. The unexpected pairing. When news first broke that Jun Ho and Yoona would be starring together in the romantic comedy drama King the Land, fans were excited, but cautious. Two of the brightest names in K-entertainment joining forces. Expectations were sky high. Would their chemistry match their star power? Would the story live up to the talent of its leads? From the very first teaser, the answer was clear. The smiles, the playful banter, the glances that lingered a second too long. It was more than casting. It was destiny. By the time the drama aired, the world was already captivated. On-screen magic. King the Land became more than just another drama. It became a sensation. Fans tuned in not only for the story of a chaebol heir and a hotelier caught between duty and desire, but for the raw, undeniable connection between Jun Ho and Yoona. Every scene they shared was electric. Their laughter felt unforced. Their arguments crackled with authenticity. Their romance felt real. And then came the moments that defined them. The confessions, the embraces, the kisses that left audiences around the world holding their breath. It was not simply a drama. It was a love story that millions wanted to believe in. Behind the scenes. But what made their chemistry truly unforgettable was not only what happened on screen. It was also what unfolded behind the scenes. In interviews, they spoke warmly of one another. Jun Ho praised Yoona's professionalism, her dedication, her kindness. Yoona returned the admiration, speaking of his depth as an actor and his ability to make every scene come alive. Fans noticed the little things. The way he looked at her when she wasn't speaking. The way she laughed more freely around him than with anyone else. The way they seemed at ease in each other's presence, as though they weren't acting at all. These moments fed the flames of fandom. Because when chemistry continues off-screen, it becomes something more than performance. It becomes legend. The global wave. Their pairing did not just capture Korea. It conquered the world. International fans flocked to streaming platforms, making King the Land one of the most talked-about dramas of the year. Social media lit up with clips, edits, and fan theories. Hashtags trended globally. The duo scenes racked up millions of views across every platform. In an era when new dramas release every week, Jun Ho and Yoona created something timeless. Something that refused to be buried under the noise. They became not just Korea's duo, but the world's. The awards and recognition. The industry, too, could not ignore their impact. When award season arrived, Jun Ho and Yoona were front and center. Red carpets lit up as fans screamed their names. Acceptance speeches were met with thunderous applause. They won not only for their acting, but for their ability to create a love story that transcended the screen. And as they stood side by side at award shows, smiling at each other with that same unmistakable warmth, fans could not help but wonder, are we seeing actors? Or are we seeing something real? The fan dream. Even after the drama ended, the dream lived on. Fans filled forums and comment sections with one plea: give us another drama. Bring them back together. Edits of their best scenes continued to trend. Fanfiction imagined alternate universes where they met again. Even in variety shows and interviews, the mere mention of their names together brought excitement. Because for fans, Jun Ho and Yoona were not just a pairing. They were a wish, a dream of love that felt as real as life itself. Why they are beloved. So, why do fans continue to hold them so close? Why do they remain Korea's most beloved duo? It is because Jun Ho and Yoona embody something rare. They embody authenticity. They embody warmth. They embody the kind of chemistry that cannot be forced, cannot be written, cannot be faked. They remind us that sometimes the most powerful love stories are the ones that blur the line between acting and truth. They remind us that stars can shine brighter together than they ever could alone. The legacy of a duo. Today, both continue their individual journeys. Jun Ho, the idol who became one of Korea's most respected actors. Yoona, the girl group legend who transformed into a queen of K-drama and film. But together, their legacy is already written. Jun Ho and Yoona are not just beloved because of what they did. They are beloved because of what they made us feel. They made us laugh, cry, dream, and believe in love all over again. And that is something that no award, no rating, no headline could ever capture fully. Before the magic, two separate legends. To understand why this pairing struck the world so deeply, we must first go back. Before King the Land. Before the red carpets. Before the global hysteria. We must remember who Jun Ho and Yoona were, and how their paths, though separate, seemed destined to cross. Jun Ho, the boy who debuted as part of 2PM. The singer, the dancer, the idol who fought his way to recognition in a world overflowing with talent. But Jun Ho was never satisfied with just being a star in music. He wanted more. He wanted to prove that he could act. That he could move people not only with his voice, but with his soul. And so he worked relentlessly. Role after role, he grew. Until finally, dramas like The Red Sleeve cemented him not just as an idol-turned-actor, but as one of the finest actors of his generation. And then there was Yoona, the face of a generation, the nation's center, the member of Girls' Generation who captivated millions with her beauty, her charm, her undeniable aura. But Yoona, too, was not content with just being a global idol. She stepped into acting, and with each role, she silenced the critics. From romantic comedies to action films, she proved she was more than just a star. She was an actress of depth, range, and heart. They were legends in their own right, but fate had something more in store. When two stars collide. When casting directors brought Jun Ho and Yoona together for King the Land, it was a decision that changed K-drama history. Individually, they were adored. Together, they became unstoppable. On screen, they were fire and water, light and shadow, two energies that clashed, melted, and finally intertwined in a love story that felt achingly real. Off-screen, their presence was even more captivating. Interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, fan meetings, everywhere they went, they carried with them a spark that could not be ignored. And soon, fans realized something extraordinary. Jun Ho and Yoona were not just playing characters. They were creating a story of their own. The fan obsession. From the very first episodes, the world took notice. Clips of their scenes went viral, shared endlessly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Fan edits paired their moments with music, turning even the smallest glance into something that felt monumental. Fans began to call them not just co-stars, but the perfect duo. The kind of pairing that only comes once in a generation. And as the drama went on, the obsession grew. Viewers didn't just watch King the Land. They lived it. They rewatched episodes. They memorized lines. They flooded forums with theories, discussions, and wishful dreams. And when the drama finally ended, the obsession did not. Instead, it became even stronger. Awards season glory. When awards season arrived, all eyes were on them. At the Baeksang Arts Awards, the Seoul International Drama Awards, and countless other ceremonies, Jun Ho and Yoona stood side by side, their smiles lighting up every red carpet, their names echoing through every hall. And when they accepted awards, fans wept with pride. Because it wasn't just about the trophies. It was about what those trophies represented. The validation of what fans had known all along. That their chemistry was not only beloved, but historic. In those moments, Jun Ho and Yoona weren't just actors. They were history makers. The what-if dream. But perhaps the most powerful part of their story is not what has already happened, but what fans still dream about. What if they reunited in another drama? What if we saw them again, not as Gu-won and Cheon Sarang, but as new characters, older, wiser, yet with that same undeniable spark? Fans have imagined it all. A historical drama where he is a warrior and she is a princess. A melodrama where they fight against fate. Even a slice-of-life story where they simply play two ordinary lovers navigating the struggles of everyday life. The genre doesn't matter. The story doesn't matter. Because the truth is this: whatever roles they take on, their chemistry will make it unforgettable. And then there's the quietest, most daring dream of all. What if it wasn't just acting? What if the way Jun Ho looks at Yoona, with softness, with admiration, with something more, isn't only scripted? What if the way Yoona laughs freely in his presence is not just part of the performance? What if the story we saw on screen was only the beginning of a story still unfolding in real life? Fans whisper it. They dream it. And whether true or not, that dream is what keeps their love story alive. Why they endure. Years from now, when new dramas have come and gone, when new couples rise and fall, one truth will remain. Jun Ho and Yoona will still be remembered. Because they gave us something rare. Something honest. Something that could not be manufactured. They reminded us that chemistry is not created by writers or directors or even by talent. True chemistry is born when two souls meet and something greater takes over. That is what Jun Ho and Yoona gave the world. And that is why they will always be Korea's most beloved duo. K-drama Haven family, in the endless galaxy of Hallyu stars, some shine brightly for a moment. Some fade into memory. But every so often, two stars collide. They burn brighter than the rest. They create a legacy that cannot be undone. Jun Ho and Yoona are those stars. Together, they became a duo that defined an era. Together, they made us believe in love all over again. And together, they will remain in our hearts forever. This is K-Drama Haven.